Hello, people. Oh, I think there we go. I'm alive. Yay. Hi. Now I am obviously I'm at work. It's my office. One part of my office. So I got a big old clock right behind my head. I'm gonna do that. There's horsey pictures, my Stanley Cup. It sounds like I won something, but no, it's just my Stanley. Okay, well, you know what? You're just gonna get a clock behind my head. Hi. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic Monday. I am beyond exhausted, but I had so much work to do that I am still working on it. So that's always fun. That's done. I have ordered leases because we had people moving in and just mayhem going on. But fantastic news. Absolutely fantastic news. I think I finally found the right person to help me with the insanity around here. So, yeah, she's going to be, I think, the right person. So, I've been interviewing for about 3 weeks to a month now for a new personal assistant because my last one got promoted to office manager. So, she's like office person extraordinaire. And so now I need somebody to come in and do, I don't know, manage me. So we have somebody that is coming in to do that. She's going to be helping out, but she's licensed. That was the stipulation this time, is because I've had personal assistants, but they were unlicensed assistants. So there's a lot of stuff that is on me to do because they can't. So we are not going to be doing that. So anyway, but she should be good. It has been a whirlwind trying to hire people. That is not for the faint of heart. Okay. For example, today I had set up 5 interviews. Guess how many showed up? Guess how many called me and said they weren't coming, or they were lost, or they were late, or not? Nobody. None of them. So it's been a joy. It has been a joy. And these are all licensed individuals. Every one of them are licensed professionals. So yeah, it was crazy. They confirmed it and everything, and then they just didn't show up. Beyond bizarre. But I had some really weird interviews, really strange interviews. I don't know. At one point, I walked out of the interview, and I'm just like, did that just happen? Was it like candid camera or something? Did that honestly just happen? So just absolute mayhem, and I can't imagine that it gets any better. So, for all of you out there that are trying to get a job, sorry, it's been a very long day. But if you're out there in the wild and you're trying to get a job, if you just dress nice, show up breathing, and you show up on time, that's also helpful. That would be good. That's pretty, just have the basic qualifications, and because I'll train people. I have no issue with that. But yeah, you'll get more training and education than you probably even care to. But yeah, it was a little bit crazy. On time means early. I honestly would, you don't even know. You don't even know. It was a little intense. I'm not a huge fan of hiring because of that very reason. I mean, it wasn't like it's a low paying job, right? It's not. It was a decent job. Excuse me. Professional. I mean, I think we're pretty cool peoples in here. Clean, safe work environment. It's a little chilly at the moment, but that's my own fault because we turned the AC down and I didn't turn it back up. But I mean, all in all, I don't think it's a bad job. I mean, my assistant, my licensed assistant. So yeah. But yeah, no, it wasn't. It was not good. I went through things. Um, any of the HR people out there, my heart feels so bad for you because holy smokes, it was just I can't believe that that is part of your job. Like I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I would very happily go through paperwork every day and not have to do that again. That would be great. I actually started beginning to wonder, like, should I even hire somebody? Like, is it worth Oh. It was yeah. It's been a weird one. But yeah, I had one person come in late, called me by the wrong name, called me by a different broker's name, like actually a competing broker. So I guess she was like working at different places or looking to work at different places. So that was that was weird. Um, just very strange, very, very strange stuff. So I don't know, just just the basics. I don't really, but yeah, HR. Wow, I can't even imagine doing that all the time. I can't. I can't. Um, yeah, some of the clothes that I've seen when people come in for interviews, not the last few, but I was actually surprised by how many licensed real estate professionals made the appointment, confirmed the appointment for the interview, and then just never even showed up. 4 today alone, by the way. 4 out of 5. I only had 1 today show up. So, like, I knew I had a lot of stuff to do today. So I scheduled a whole slew of interviews because I figured most of them weren't even going to show up. So, and I was right. That was craziness. There was one and only Andrea. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was I don't know, but if even one person, if I see one person go online and say that there are no jobs in Ocala, I will laugh my butt off. No way. No way. Because I'm on the other end. I'm on the hiring end of it. Yeah. But yes, but I think I found somebody. I think I found somebody. So I'm very excited about that. We actually had like rapport and very organized, 15 minutes early, 15 on the dot early for the appointment. I'm like, oh, yay. Like, y'all, after 3 weeks of this, it's a low bar. No, she was awesome. So so I think my woes of interviewing, I think they have come to an end. So yay! It's not official yet. It's not official yet. I still have to offer and just accept and all of that. And, but I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Because you don't want to just hire somebody just because you don't want to go through the interview process. I've done that. And then you hire wrong. And then it's way worse. It's so way worse. So not gonna do that. So I think it'll be good. So is I don't know, I haven't been able to do as much with my YouTube channel lately, and I love going and doing the YouTube videos and talking about how cool Ocala is. And there's so much stuff that's like changing and going on, and I want to show all of that really cool stuff. There's restaurants I haven't been to yet. There is all sorts of festivals and stuff going on, and I haven't gotten to share like hardly anything because I've been so busy with like the minutia, all paperwork, paperwork that I don't necessarily need to do. It's just I can tell you right now, this paper right here, I can promise you I do not need to do that. But I'm doing it because there's nobody else. There's nobody else. So yeah, it would be very nice to be able to take this paperwork and hand it to somebody else. That would be awesome. Okay, I had the worst experience ever this morning. I actually called my friend and told her that she like, she didn't even hardly answer the phone, and I was like, "You owe me a cup of coffee." And she's like she started laughing. She's like, "Why?" So she's like a super really good friend of mine. Known each other for years. Actually, her and her husband were buyers of mine. And some of them that I've worked with over the years, you just keep them. You end up having such a great time with them. I don't know. We had so much stuff, and they kept me. I'll put it that way. So they have watched my daughter grow up. She stayed at their house while I went to the realtor convention back in the day. Now she doesn't need to. She's almost in college practically. But anyway, she used to stay with them. I mean, they are really, really, really good friends at this point. We've gone on a cruise together. Okay. They're like the only people I've ever been on a cruise with aside from immediate family. So close. Okay. But I have been kind of busy lately. My head is just a spinning. We're doing a lot of changes and upgrades and stuff. Stuff is changing right now. And so, I've been a little busy, a little preoccupied, not gonna lie. And so I get a text message from her this morning. And I didn't know, like my Fitbit, like it's a tiny little screen, tiny little screen. And I didn't do it on purpose, but it synced up to my phone. That I did do on purpose. I wanted it synced up. But the text messages and stuff, when it comes onto my phone, it sends like the first few lines of the text message and who it's from onto my Fitbit, which, I mean, it's kind of good, especially if it's like something you're waiting for or something super important, something like that. Anyway, so this morning I am getting ready to run out the door and my Fitbit goes off. It vibrates. Okay. So I didn't look at it because I was trying to get out the door, have my coffee, and I'm getting my purse, I'm getting my shoes, like I'm booking it. And then it vibrates again almost immediately. And I'm like, oh, it must be important. So I looked down and it said who it was from. It was my friend, very, very dear friend. And the first lines were, hold on, I got to find it because it was, okay. Here's the first lines. Good morning. Here goes. As you know, I had scans done a few weeks ago and we were watching several spots on my ribs, skull, arm, etc. But the oncologist, and that's it. It stopped there. I'm like, how did I miss that? How did I miss that my dear friend that I've known for years went to the oncologist? Like I literally, like everything just fell, like just gone. I missed the first text where the first text is said, hey, I just got this text about my dear friend and I cried a lot. So she was telling me, and so she forwarded me the text from her friend. And all I saw was it was from her. I was like, oh my God. I was like, you just scared the crap out of me. I was like, I'm sorry about your friend, but at the same time, I'm glad it's not my friend. Oh my goodness. I was freaking out. Like literally just everything fell. Like now I know, like on TV, they talk about how, oh, I have some news. Like I had to talk to you. Will you sit down? Now I know why there's the sitting down part because it's sitting down or sinking to the floor or something. Like I was about to sit in some spilled coffee because I was like just totally in shock. Like just it it wasn't her. I'm not a horrible friend. I did not miss an oncologist visit. I didn't miss any of that. But yeah. So then when I realized, because I, forget the Fitbit, because there's no way, like, how on earth, why would she text me this? No, I went over to look at my phone and it was actually this super long and yeah, it had nothing to do with, wait, it did have something to do with her, but not, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Could not believe. So I've somehow got to figure a way so that my Fitbit will still sync to my phone, but my phone won't sync to the stupid Fitbit because there was definitely some things missing in that whole scenario that just about gave me a heart attack this morning. Because I mean, So yeah. And I mean, it was like super incredibly sad news. And I feel bad for my friend. I want to be there for her. But at the same time, I thought it was her. I thought it was her. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. So I called her up and I was like, in true to form, I called her up and I was like, you owe me a coffee. And I explained to her what happened and how I got the message or whatever, or how I misgot the message. And she started laughing at me and she's like, if you are a Starbucks member, then Starbucks is free today. So go get your own cup of coffee. This is why she's my friend. I was like, that'll work. Yeah. She is she's one of those people that is safe to know. Um she's safe to know because you don't ever have to worry about where you stand with her. She is one of those where she will tell you exactly how it is and what she likes and what she doesn't like, and she has absolutely no qualms about, you know, is this what you're supposed to do, or is this what society deems you're supposed to do, or is this what's, like, she doesn't try and play nice. Like, she's a very genuinely giving, wonderful, sweet, nice person. There's somebody right outside my office window in the dark weed eating. I kid you not. I'm like, how do you weed eat by flashlight? That seems like a terrible. I could not make this up if I tried. Hold on. He just dropped his flashlight. Like, why would you do that? It's weed eating by flashlight over there. Can you see that? He's right now, he's like messing with the settings. I don't know that he is. Look, oh, it's like a trimmer edger thing. I don't know, but it's got blades. And dude, and the flashlight's so, like, stop it. Dude, you're live on YouTube. Why are you doing lawn work by flashlight? That seems like it. How is that possibly going to be a good lawn job? I mean, I guess. Hold on. I gotta see if he's going to go again. Nope. It's not working. I could not make this up if I tried. Oh. Dude is out there weed eating and edging, and it is pitch dark outside. And I'm like, why is there a flashlight outside my window? I mean, that's not like a little bit creepy. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, so yeah, my friend is she is just not one to, and I love how she is with money. I know that sounds like really weird, but like, she never asks for money, but she never gives money either. It's like we go to a restaurant and she is very upfront and this is what we're doing. And I mean, she's so incredibly loving and giving. It has nothing to do with that. It's just she wants to be upfront. Like, put your big girl panties on and we're going to talk about this because it's just another thing. Like, she doesn't put money as like some, sacred taboo something or other. It's just, it is what it is. I love that. I love that. You don't have to worry about who's paying lunch. She'll tell you straight out. She's like, I'm covering myself. You're covering yourself. Let's go eat. Like, that's great. So I don't know. I really like, because, if she doesn't like something, or if you do something to annoy her, she'll tell you. I love that. Why can't we all be like that? I know it's supposed to be that we try to be overly nice and just suck it up, but then you end up being like resentful and stuff anyway. So don't do that. Just, if you don't like something, say something. I'm going to try and be more like that. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, meh. And then, yeah, over time, it just kind of builds and then it's not good. Just tell people. So I don't know. I just love that about her. And her husband's even more blunt. He's like, I mean, if she's like an unsharpened pencil kind of blunt, he is like, it's just a pencil, like a regular pen. Yeah. He's like, it's never been sharpened kind of blunt. It's like, But again, I love him too. They're both awesome because, again, you don't have to wonder where you stand with them. They will happily tell you exactly where you stand with them. And they've been amazing. They've been absolutely amazing with Lexi over the years. She's one of their favorite people. She's a kid, but and she just adores them too. I think she actually takes them for granted. So, because they've always been there. So, I don't know. Like, she has no thoughts about like going and spending a day with her and like with my friend, and like they love doing thrift store shopping, and they will go and do thrift store shopping together, and they will make a whole day of it. Doesn't even like you do realize that most people older than I am do not necessarily like to hang out with a 12 or 14 or 16 or whatever year old and go thrift store shopping all day, but they have a blast. They have an absolute blast. I actually can't keep up with them, and they do weird thrift store shopping. They go in and I think they have like ADHD or something. I don't know. I go into a store and I want to see what's there because it's always different. I want to investigate every aisle because I might miss something. I have to consider and decide if it's actually, sometimes I'll even look something up online to see if it's actually a good price, or I just think it's a good price. I have to do all of these things. So when I go into a store, it can actually last several hours if it's a really, really good store, like a really, really good store. Normally it'll be like, I don't know, half an hour or something. But them, 5 minutes, they do speed shopping. They go in, do a quick go around the store, and then that's it. I'm serious. He's out there edging or weed eating. He's weed eating in the dark. It, how do you do? Don't you have to have both hands to do a weed eater or something? I mean, how? I can't imagine. Like, can you imagine going and weed eating and edging your lawn by flashlight? That seems very odd to me. I don't know. But they're doing it. I mean, they came with their own flashlights, so obviously this is not unusual for them. It's just of course, I'm not normally here at 7 o'clock at night on a Monday night. Normally, you guys know, I'm at home. I'm cooking. I'm doing stuff. I still have so much food from yesterday. Did you guys watch the game? I came out for commercials, and after I was kind of out of it by the time they even went on to I'm just sitting here watching. It's so distracting. I'm sorry. It's just cracking me up. I'm sorry. They're weed eating by flashlight. There's more than one of them. I just keep seeing the flashlights go back and forth, and the lawn equipment. I'm like, okay. I'm sorry. That, like, there's sparks. Apparently, when the edger hits the concrete, there's sparks, which you don't normally see in the daylight. But wow, is it very sparky? They got a riding lawnmower out there, and it looks like they've duct taped a couple of flashlights to the front. I couldn't make this up if I tried, y'all. Like, the other guy with the edger. I don't even know. It looks so crazy. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Wow. That is some sincere focus and determination. I'm like that. What? Oh my god. Lawn care by flashlight. I don't even know, but I'm like tearing up. That's so funny. I can't imagine mowing my lawn by flashlight, much less a lawn I'm getting paid to do. There, because there's like, so like the back of one building is to the back of ours, and then we have some greenery, and then they have like a road type thing, and then they've got like some greenery over by the building. Babe, my husband's still here too. I'm doing the YouTube live. Could you please go look at that? Because they're mowing the lawn out there by flashlight. Yeah, you saw it too?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, with flashlights. The one guy has the riding lawnmower, and he duct taped a flashlight to it, and the other guy has an edger that's sparking a lot.
Well, hopefully he's not going to cut a AC line.
Oh, that would be bad. Like, how are you going to see what's that going to look like tomorrow? There's like 3 of them out there.
Take a picture, send it to the property.
No, don't get them in trouble. They are very hardworking individuals to be out there in the dark.
I know, but he needs a proper flashlight.
They have flashlight. It's very big. I think a smaller, more powerful flashlight would have been better. They can just like stick it in their mouth. But yeah, he's like, I don't know. I was just cracking up. Mm-hmm. That was too much, man. He's just like, my husband's like, this is so wrong. This is just so wrong. This is not right. Somebody should do something. I'm more of a, meh, I got a giggle out of it. I mean, y'all are the witnesses, okay, to this travesty that is going on in the backyard over here to the office. So like the back of my office goes to the back of the other building. That's not our lawn they're doing. So it's not even our property or our property manager, but I can see the lawn on the other side of it's the other building. So I'm going to go with it's their problem. Like if it were over here, I'd be like, y'all cut my AC line, and I don't have AC or heat for that matter. We're going to have a problem, but it's not mine. So, oh my goodness. I'm sorry. That was just, I don't know. Have you ever tried to do lawn maintenance by candlelight, by flashlight? I would have never thought to do that. Like, never thought to do that. But there we go. There's something for everyone. There you go. Lawn care by moonlight. And it is super dark out there. Like, I'm not even joking. It is like dark. I guess we don't have a moon right now or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Didn't pay attention. That just cracks me up. I'm sitting here talking about, hiring the ills of hiring and stuff, and how I'm so thrilled that I actually talked to one person that looks like an actual candidate. And then there's somebody that's out there working their tail end off, and they're working into the dark, even though that is super dangerous, like super dangerous to do. So they're coming back this way. Okay. I am going to get out of here for this evening. I swear I want to go take a picture so bad. What is that? Oh, yeah. So my husband just showed me the Gazette. The Gazette, I think, is actually my favorite newspaper around here, because we have the Ocala Star Banner, but I like the Gazette better. So the Gazette has an article on the front about the 90-year anniversary or history. January 16th, 1935 was when they had the big Ma Barker shootout, and it was the FBI and the Ma Barker gang, and it was in this house over in Lake Weir? Yeah, it's right on Lake Weir. We've been to it, okay, but it's so super cool. Like, if you have it takes forever to get tickets to get into this thing, because it's only little tiny tours at a time. Go ahead, go online now. If you are coming to Florida at any point, go in. That was a lot of sparks.
Yeah,
Like-
it's getting AC wires.
It's not AC wires. That was the road. Is that our grass or is it the other
Yeah,
grass?
it's ours. That whole strip along here.
Oh, crap. Okay. No, it's on the other side over there.
Oh,
That was on the other side. Go supervise. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ma Barker.
Right. Sorry. So anyway, so yeah, you go to this house, go get tickets. It is the coolest thing ever. A little bit morbid, a lot morbid, truthfully. But you go and get tickets to the Ma Barker tour, which is part of Marion County Parks and Recreation, I think. Anyway, so you go and take this tour. Try not to do it in July or August because it is super uncomfortable and super hot. Well, this house from, I think it was built in like 1914. It's just this wood house. And it's a 2-story. And they still have some of the appliances and pretty much all of the same furniture from 1935. Okay. And the problem is it's all riddled with bullets, like not just bullet holes, bullets. Okay. They're everywhere. They're in the walls, they're in the furniture. Some of the furniture is Swiss cheese. Okay. You can actually see they have some of the pictures because I guess in 1935, the FBI was ahead of their time, I guess. I don't know. But they have some of the pictures that the FBI took. And it was like right before it became the FBI. So it wasn't even, I think it was the DCI or something. I don't know. Anyway, but they took all of these pictures and you can actually compare the pictures and you can see the bullet holes and the bodies. Anyway, and you compare that to today. And it's like everything is exactly the same, like everything. You can see how the shootout took place, where people were standing, and like everything. Okay. This house has, but it literally is Swiss cheese. Like it was Swiss cheese. So they've fixed it. They've kind of patched up some of it. And of course, they replaced the window panes, but the windows are the same. It's just the panes. So it's almost like being there like a year later in 1936. You go in there and it's like being in 1936. It is so crazy. So crazy. So, yeah, it is just bizarre. If you love like gangster movies or if you really love like history, which I do, I'm a major history buff, it is literally like walking through history, like walking back into time. How in the world all of it happened so that they ended up this house perfectly preserved from 1935 and all of this happening is crazy. It has the craziest story. But basically, it was somebody from Miami. It was their summer home. And Ma Barker kind of conned them into, not just kind of, because she used a fake name and everything, obviously, but she conned them into renting it to her. Even though they didn't want to rent it, they didn't rent it out. She got them to rent it to her. And that's where all of the famous gangs from that time frame, they were going to that house and visiting. Like all summer long, it was a gangster party from like the mobs and all of that. They all went there. So like the most famous gangsters of all time were all hanging out over in Lake Weir, which is here in Ocala. It is the craziest thing. So meanwhile, they're all trying to find these people, and they actually ended up finding out and having the shootout and stuff because of an alligator. Yeah, because of Gator Joe the alligator. They saw a mention of it from one of her other sons who I believe he passed away too. Because he was on the run, but he wasn't with them at that time. But he had gone down to visit them, the same as every other mobster had. And he made mention of Joe, the alligator. and they actually were able to find them because they didn't know. They had no idea where they were. They were actually thinking they were further north. And so they were, I mean, they were looking through all the different states. They were trying to find them. And because that one little tiny mention of the infamous Gator Joe, which is this massive alligator, that's how the FBI found the Ma Barker gang. And yeah, it was craziness. It was absolutely craziness. So, but they had no idea who was in there. They had no idea how many mobsters were in there. But there was a major shootout, and it was actually one of the longest shootouts in FBI history, even though it was like also technically not FBI history because it was before the FBI became the FBI. But J. Edgar Hoover and all of that was all that time frame. But they get into all of it. The coolest thing ever. But it was 90 years ago, and that house is pristinely kept. Like it, and what's crazy is they don't have any ropes up or anything like that. You just walk through. I was totally shocked. Normally they want to try and preserve it as much as possible, and they're like, it's been 90 years, the thing's still kicking. Like people have stayed in this house over the decades and stuff. I mean, can you imagine going to your summer home and there being bullet holes everywhere? Like that is insane. That is absolutely insane. The family just kind of kept it as their summer home. They did replace a couple of pieces of furniture, but by and large, they just kept the same furniture that had the bullet holes. It's crazy. You can actually see like in the walls and stuff, you can open stuff and see like how the mechanisms within the walls worked and stuff. And it was so cool. It was the coolest thing ever. I just absolutely had the best time just even looking at the appliances and stuff. And I'm like, whoa. Um, it was crazy because they had a refrigerator in there from 1935, a refrigerator. And just looking at some of the electrical outlets and stuff. I mean, obviously they've updated some of the electric because, they needed to for, air conditioning. It needed air conditioning. But by and large, the house is untouched. So it is the coolest thing to go and visit the Ma Barker house. So again, it takes forever and a day. I think it took me like 6 months before they finally called me and said, okay, you're the next one on the waiting list. And we were able to go. And yeah, I had other stuff to do. I canceled everything because it's not like you don't pick the date. You just kind of put yourself on the waiting list. And then when they call you up and they give you days and times that you can go for. And yeah, so I guess I could have put it out a few months, but I was so excited to finally be able to. It was like 6 months to a year that I was waiting to go and see that tour. It was crazy. If you're local here and you want to go do the Ma Barker tour, go and do it as a volunteer. But yeah, apparently they want to do like weddings and stuff out there. If you want to have like a mobster themed wedding, there you go. But there's no ropes. You just go in there. I mean, you can lay in the bed if you want to. It is crazy. It's absolute craziness. So yeah, it's like a real honest to goodness museum that you get to like be like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's so crazy. But it's here just hanging out, sitting there, living its life. It's right there. So weird. But yeah, I was thinking we were gonna like, go through a tour in the house. No, they just open the front door and they're like, knock yourselves out. Here it is, It's like, what? It was so crazy. They're like, we're like, is there stuff that we shouldn't touch? And they're like, no, knock your like whatever. What? You're gonna add more bullet holes? Like it was so, but like when you start looking at all the walls and stuff, you can see the bad patch job somebody did over the decades, and there's still all the bullet holes. And then when you compare it to the old pictures and stuff, you can see, you're like, oh, there was a hole there, there was a hole there, there was a hole. Oh yeah, I can still see where the bullets are. It's craziness. They put a lot of bullets in that house, like a lot. I'm probably going to get in so much trouble with YouTube because I've been talking about all the stuff I'm not supposed to talk on in here. But it was genuine history. It's not like I'm like encouraging this stuff. It's just it was from 1935. I don't even, my parents didn't even, they were not even a figment of my grandparents' imagination. I don't even know what year my grandparents were married. maybe. No, I don't even think they were married then. So yeah, it's been a while. Oh man, 90. I think my grandparents were born 90 years ago, but that was, yeah, no. So needless to say, it was a while ago. But you can go and visit the house as if it's just another house in the neighborhood. So crazy. So crazy. Would you do it? Would you do a mobster wedding? I wouldn't, but I mean, how unique is that? So crazy. But yeah, all of the famous mobsters of that time and that era, prohibition and all that stuff. Yeah, they were all right here hiding out in Marion County. And I have the house to prove it. All right, I really am going to go. It is very, very dark outside. So I'm going to stay away from the landscapers. And I can't make this stuff up. This is probably one of the most unique places that you can ever visit or live in. I cannot even express to you how different it is. That it's just, yeah, it for everything anybody says about Ocala, I just, watching some hardworking men at past 7 o'clock at night in the dark, they have a job to do. They're going to get it done one way or another. It's going to get done. And I'm just sitting here cracking up because they're doing it by flashlight. But at the same time, they got it done. They're good. They're, whatever. So yeah, and then, the history and stuff that we have and we just kind of take for granted is crazy. But yeah, just absolute craziness. So, all right, I'm going to go. I have got to go and reheat up some leftovers from yesterday's food from the Super Bowl and then be back at it again tomorrow. So, hopefully, you guys have a really, really awesome, great night. Thank you for hanging out with me in my craziness this evening. And I will be back at it again tomorrow. So, I'll see you back on here next week. But there are some really cool videos coming out, and my daughter's been helping me with those as well. And now that I'm getting some help in here, should have some really I got some cool stuff coming. So very excited about that. I hope to see you guys a whole bunch, and I will see you later. Have a great night. Bye.